webinar. I'm Shaurya, Head of Product Management, and I'm joined with my colleagues here. We have Lauren, who leads technical support, and we have Greg Godeau, who is Head of Sales. And we'll be talking through Lumiso Expert, our multi-parameter photometer today, and covering the best practices linked with water testing. So we'll cover the presentation in the first part, and there will be a question and answer session in the end. Feel free to use the chat function to drop in your question, and our team will be answering as we go through, and we can cover the rest of the question at the later part. There will be a recording provided in the end, so for those of you who missed the first half, they can continue to follow it. Thank you all for joining us today. We have a variety of audience, some from the Far East as far as Philippines. Then we have got audience from Middle East and Africa, parts of Europe, and even UK as well. So I thank you all for joining with us today. Here's the agenda for the webinar today. We'll be introducing Lumiso Expert, our multi-parameter photometer, talking the features and benefit and how it helps the users in achieving compliance. Then Lauren will take you through how photometry works and the best practices associated with water testing. Then Greg Godeau will take you through our payment test solution and how our entire offer helps you meet your needs and how you can switch over to Lumiso Expert. I'll start by mentioning our purpose. It's a simple and crucial purpose. We exist to safeguard water for everyone and every day. Everything we do comes from our purpose of safeguarding water. Bit of history about our Palin test. We offer water testing solutions that go in a variety of applications. We have headquarters in northeast of England, from where we design, manufacture, and distribute our products. And we have branches as well in Australia and USA to support the local customer needs. But we also provide a reach to 100 plus countries via our distribution channels. And our history, it goes back to 1800s. It was originally by Dr. Palin, who founded DPD method. And we have built this organization on that legacy. Now we are part of a Halma group of companies, which is listed on FTSE Index. And our aim is to make the water testing simple, reliable, and cost effective. So we'll start by talking through the application. Then we're going to get into why Lumiso Expert is the choice for the application. So in water testing, the main goal is to ensure compliance and monitor the various processes. As you can see here, different parts of the processes, there would be need to test different parameters. But the common thing is you need to have accurate results, rugged set of products, and testing visibility, which ensures you can make sure that the water is safe to consume. So in this application where Lumiso Expert comes into place, offering the variety of testing needs which are required to monitor the process. As you can see here, it's being used in the field. It can go into different field settings, more harsh environments, all the way to lab. It can be used by different user types, from operators who are not specialists to a process scientist and chemist. And as you can see, it's portable, rugged for covering a variety of needs. I'm now going to talk you through some of the features and benefits which Lumiso Expert delivers and why it is a suitable choice in water testing. So firstly, it covers 70 plus parameters which are tested across various different water treatment processes. What we offer here is a user intuitive interface with on-screen instructions, which means it minimizes the training needs for your team. The operator, the user, they can follow the step-by-step picture instructions on the screen to perform the test simply. The instrument is built to last longer in the field. It is IP67 portable and rugged, which means it has a longer lifespan and ensures you have a full field experience. And finally, because of the accurate and reliable results, you can make sure to demonstrate compliance and monitor the processes. We have different users here and they get the maximum out of the platform with the different functionalities. So all the way from operator to a process scientist, they find the value in the platform with the functionalities offered on Lumiso Expert. With an operator who is doing multiple tasks in a day, they want to ensure the experience is as simple and quick to use in the field, which Lumiso Expert with his on-screen instructions enables them to. For a team manager and a leader who is managing a team, they can ensure the operators, the users, they are trained to use the system properly and then ensure that the methods were followed through using the instructions. And for process scientists, they get the visibility of the testing capabilities. You have a test log. You can ensure the steps are followed properly and the accurate and reliable results that come out of the optical engine. As you can see, the optic is quite easy to clean, which makes it more durable out in the field. Now we're gonna go a bit more in detail with how different user types they find the value out of the platform. For a team manager, they get the data logging and management of data through users and labels where they can see who was doing the testing and which part of the process, which helps them keeping a track of how well the process is running. They can ensure the SOP was followed properly with the on-screen instruction and they can link the test results to the corrective action. So you can type in notes to make sure the actions were taken after the results were measured. Then for our process scientists, we have the accurate and reliable results that come out of the Lumiso engine. Lauren will take you through more in detail of how that works and how do you ensure you get the best results out of it. Then you have the confidence in the results through the data management side and making sure you are well prepared for audits with all the data history stored within the instrument, which can also be uploaded on Connect, which Greg Godeau will cover in the later part of the presentation. And finally, I want to summarize with one of our case studies we developed with Northumbrian Water, which have been using Lumiso Expert and making sure their operations are up and running. So it's one of the water companies in the northeast of England, which supplies to almost 2 million customers in the region, and they use it across their treatment works. And what they have feedback is they find Lumiso Expert highly accurate, which means they get the repeatability to make sure the process is compliant. They find it user friendly and portable, which allows them on-site testing across the various stages in the process. And it removes the need of escalations or false alarms because of the confidence they get in the results. So what they have realized by adopting the solution of Lumiso Expert, they got a 70% reduction in the technical escalations because of the repeatability and the confidence they found with using this product. Now I'll hand over to Lauren, who will take you through how the photometry works and what are the best practices to achieve maximum out of your instrument.
Thanks,
Over to
Shaurya.
you, Lauren.
Thank you. So I just wanted to explain how photometry works. So the aim of the testing is to determine a concentration of a parameter in solution. And how this works is by taking a sample of the water, adding the test reagent. This will then form a colour. The colour is specific to the parameter in solution. You then measure this in the photometer, and this will give you a reading, which is to give you an idea of the water quality. Now, how the instrument actually does that is it shines a path of light through the sample. So initially from the light source, all wavelengths will be released. They will be passed through the sample and they will then hit an optical filter, which will eliminate the wavelengths down to the specific one for that testing, and this then reaches the detector. The detector is like a counter, and this counts the amount of light that passes through the sample. This is known as %T, or the percentage the light transmission passed through the sample. Now, once we have this %T, we need to make sure that means something meaningful to the user. Now, this is done with the calibration that is stored in the memory. The calibration is calculated by our R&D team, and this is stored in the back of the memory. And all the user will see on the screen is a milligram per litre, and that's what they need to know what the water quality is. This graph here just shows that 43% T using DPD1 for measuring chlorine is equivalent to 1 milligram per litre. So now you know how the instrument works. I want to share some best practices that is down to the user to perform these to get the most accuracy from their testing and the most accurate test results. So ensuring that the equipment is rinsed thoroughly between testing so that there's no cross-contamination is essential. And this includes any sample beakers, so any beakers that are used to collect samples between testing, all accessories, so your crushing rods and your test tubes, syringes, everything that is used for different testing or follow-on testing of the same parameter. Ensuring this is all rinsed thoroughly will ensure that there is no cross-contamination and you are getting an accurate result. The test calibrations are all compiled with the volume that is stated on the test method. So if it is 10 mil stated, ensure you are using 10 mil because the calibration of the chemistry is performed that way. They are also calibrated using always pale and test reagents and pale and test photometers. Any other manufacturers can slightly vary, and all of ours are specific to our chemistries. Always observe all safety information supplied with them, so any PPE advised, anything like that, and always abide by local regulations for disposal. Checking for bubbles in the test tube, so anything that obscures the light path could give an inaccurate test result. So any bubbles on the inside of the tube, as shown in the picture, if you just hold up the tube, slightly rotate, this will just eliminate the bubbles. They will rise to the top of the sample and burst. Always align the tube. So there's a diamond on the front of the tube and there's an arrow on the front of the instrument. If you make sure the alignment is correct, to make sure the light is passing through the same point of the test tube every time, and keeping the instrument clean and dry at all times will also stop anything obscuring the test result. And this is again with your sample tubes from the previous slide. Pale and test advise annual calibration of all instruments. This is just to make sure for general maintenance, any repairs are carried out in this, and also any annual calibration, so recalibration of the instrument. In between those services, that you can check the instrument performance using the check standards. This just verifies that the instrument is performing the way it should across all wavelengths. Ensuring that the firmware on the instrument is up to date. So you can check the instrument firmware in the system settings and device information. On that snippet there, it will show the firmware. Our firmware is on the website in the download section. This is always where it's released to. So if the instrument firmware on the screen matches the instrument firmware on the website, then you know your instrument's up to date. This is important because any test amendments, any new test releases, any changes at all to the instrument will be released as an instrument firmware. Now pass over to Greg, who's going to talk about the pale and test solution.
Thank you, Lauren. So we'll go through the pale and test solution to ensure compliance and monitor our process. So what is a pale and test solution? We can supply the instruments. We can supply the consumable and the accessories to go with the instruments. We've got data software management as well, which we will go through. Lauren has touched on the service and calibration, but we'll go through that aspect again. And also, the last but not least is the customer support that we can provide. So let's start. We've gone through the instruments, so the Lumiso Expert. So let's start with the consumable and accessories. Obviously, as Lauren mentioned as well, you need to use pelling test reagents with pelling test instrument, and that's really important for the reason that was mentioned before. So we can supply all the consumables that are formulated, developed, and manufactured in the UK. You can use the check standard as well. This is to validate your performance of the instrument in the field. And also the check standard are robust and rugged as per the design of our instrument. Also, we can provide all the accessories required for testing. So you've got the test tube, for example, but also it optimized testing depending on your needs. So we can supply the consumables, the check standard, and the accessories on top of the instrument. Pelling Test Connect. What is Pelling Test Connect? Pelling Test Connect is a cloud-based data management software which allows the end user to upload, view, manage the data on water quality very easily. So what it does, it gives visibility over remote testing. You can supervise multiple sites, and also you can demonstrate compliance. So how does Pelling Test Connect work? Obviously, this morning we're talking about the Lumiso Expert, but the other range of our instruments as well can be connected to Pelling Test Connect, including our handheld photometer, as well as our Cameo. You can do via two different ways. So you can do it via USB or via a QR code on the Pelling Test Connect app on a mobile phone to connect to the data management software. So what are the benefits of Pelling Test Connect? As you can see from those two examples, on the left, you've got an example of a paper recording of the result. What you can have on the right-hand side is a more clearer report that you can do, and you can also set upper and higher limit depending on your parameters. So what it allows, so the benefit is, first one is remote supervision. So you've got the visibility of testing schedule at remote site with data integrity. You can demonstrate compliance as well. You've got auditable data log for regulatory reporting. Warranty and product registration as well. If you activate the first year warranty and get the calibration certificate. And also you've got remote product support from our technical support team, which will avoid downtime with superior remote technical support. Servicing and calibration is another important part of the Pelling Test solution, as mentioned by Lauren before. So what we can offer, you can maximize your instrument uptime and reduce the compliance risk. So you've got precision assurance, so the confidence in performance of your instrument through servicing by our trained expert at Pelling Test. You've got an extended lifespan. It keeps your instrument operational in use, reducing the total costs of ownership and minimize the downtime. And also what you can do, you can demonstrate compliance. You've got a certificate, a calibration certificate to ensure that you have the latest compliance. And also what it gives you an extended warranty. Pelling Test customer support. So as mentioned before, the aim of our technical and product support is to minimize disruption through our expert technical support team to resolve issue. So what you've got from our technical support, you've got some expert guidance, you've got a very knowledgeable professional that ensure a quick resolution of any potential issue that you would have. We can offer tailored solution as well, which are solutions designed to address your specific challenges. And also you've got training and resources. You can access and you can equip your team with skill and knowledge that will also optimize your water testing needs. And at the bottom of this slide, you've got the email where you can contact our support team. What you've got as well, and you've got that on our website as well as on the instrument itself, you've got the digital instruction for each parameter on how to do the test, therefore reinforcing that the Lumiso Expert is very easy to use and by minimizing the need for training. And also what you've got plenty of videos that you've got available on various channels, including our YouTube channel, where you've got the best practices, but also the test instructions of every single parameter. Again, you can find those in a video, but also you can find the test and the steps and the instructions on the instrument itself. What you've got as well, you've got a dedicated sales force and dedicated account manager, which allow you to have a single point of contact. You've got one-to-one support. You can get update with product upgrade, for example, pricing update and new offers. But also what it gives you that personalized experience, so you can share your feedback, which will allow us as well and help us in our process of continuous improvement. So what are the benefits? Just a summary to adopt the pen test solution. You save time and resources. You've got a reliable supply. You've got precision assurance. You can reduce the compliance risk, as highlighted in the case study, for example, by Shaurya in the earlier slide. And also you've got expert support from our technical support from Lauren and the team. So last but not least, on the slide, you've got our older model of photometer prior to the Lumiso Expert, which is the 7100 and the 7500. We've got obviously the Lumiso Expert, which is superseding those models, and the Czech standards on the 7100 to 7500 will be discontinued at the end of this year. Therefore, this is the perfect opportunity to contact now your sales executive or your business development manager to discuss a special offer that we're currently running on the new Lumiso Expert.